was thinking. I just want to sit and talk to everybody because this is fun.
Loving it myself. I'm loving it.
Yeah. But my thought was, and I'm recording this right now, I think.
Ah,
Yes. So keep your clothes on, Dan. Um,
Always.
but my thought was, it would be fun for the participants to see this group Zoom
Sorry,
and
guy. He told me I couldn't. Go ahead.
and then I'll tell, I'll ask you, like, what are you looking forward to teaching the most, or what are you going to play in the concert? And we'll just kind of do a round robin, and then I'll put that up on our YouTube channel and entice people or scare them away.
So
Heck, we got a
when is the
YouTube channel?
festival?
Okay, so a couple dates. Registration closes on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so let's take a minute and think about your classes because we have, I don't know, just under 400 workshops this time, and a whole lot of them are sold out, but there's like 100 or so classes with open seats. So think of one of your classes that you want to tell people about that still has open seats. I'll go first. I've got a workshop for mountain dulcimer. It's on the Garten Mother's Lullaby. It's a level 2. It's a pretty little 6/8 song. It's got lots of seats left. Let me pass it over to Deb Porter. You're on my left.
Oh, okay. Well, I say we need more beginners. We need beginners to come on into our program so then they can come every 3 months and move on up the scale and move on up the trajectory of learning to play better. And so I'm teaching a 2-hour beginning mountain dulcimer and a 2-hour beginning ukulele. Let's get you in, learn about the technology, and then all is open to you in the future with all these great teachers teaching more advanced classes. So I'm really big on let's get beginners in, grab a neighbor that doesn't know diddly squat about either the uke or the dulcimer, bring them in and then get them hooked. And, the first hit's only $10 and then you can just get
Then you get
in.
hooked.
Yeah.
All right, who else has a quick workshop plug? Something that still has seats in it. Dan
I
Landry.
do. So a couple of my classes aren't doing well. They're both, well, that sounded really negative. Could be doing better. And they're both original songs. And I think that that's kind of intimidating to people if they don't know the songs. I mean, then there's Split Rail Fences and Entertaining the Fish. So if you don't know what the songs are, why would you want to take that class? Second, if you've seen them performed in a concert, I was probably doing it to show off, and they don't have to be played like that. All these songs are very simple. I'm a very simple person, and I can make it so you can do it. You won't perfect it in an hour, but you'll have all the material you need to finish it when we're done. So,
Cool.
Fun. Or your money back, right?
aw.
You won't need that. Who else has one? Thomasina looks like she's got her hand up. Then Steve Ruth.
Unmute, baby.
So I've got some space left in my baritone discovery workshop. I'm going to teach you how to learn how to play your baritone songs with a standard dulcimer so that you can all play together. Show you how to convert the music back and forth, and it's easy as long as you take my workshop.
Nice. Steve Ruth, and then Phyllis.
One of the things I'm doing is what Deb said she's doing with guitar. I'm doing a 2-hour beginning class, and the reason I'm doing 2 hours is because I want to go over a lot of things that I didn't learn for like 10 years of little things that you add into your playing. And if I'd only known that at the beginning, then it would have been a lot easier. Plus, I think a 2-hour beginning class gives them time to actually start playing. You're not just showing them how to play. And then I'm doing an intermediate class that's how to accompany like a hammer dulcimer or other instrument if you're on guitar. Because most people go to jams and everybody plays at the same time, but nobody plays together, really. I mean, that's not what a jam's for, but when you're doing arrangements like we do, there's a real skill to being a backup guitarist. So that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
And I have some seats left in my level 4 and 5 classes. Level 4 is a fun um, reel called St. Kilda Wedding. And the level 5 is Water Under the Keel, which is an incredibly fast, challenging jig. And they're both a lot of fun to play, and they can also be heard on our album, Dancing Across the Strings. So I put links in the description, so if people want to hear what they sound like, they can go there and find out. They're a lot of fun to play.
All right. How about Phyllis, then Sam, then Nina? Take it away, Phyllis. What you got?
Okay. I've got a class on right hand or left hand lead and whether it's okay to do both. And I had one of my sometimes student, but a real good friend call me the other day, and she was almost in tears because somebody had kind of ostracized her about because they said she needed to play left hand lead all the time. And she was almost in tears. And I said, you know what? It's okay. It's a matter of opinion, and you can do either or you can do both. And I just want to show that you can do either or both or all. And I want to show them how. So
That
it's a
is
level 3
perfect.
class.
No, go ahead, Nina, you first, and then I'll.
Okay,
mine will
so
keep 2
I'm
minutes.
really excited about a brand new workshop I've developed called Italian Songs for Children, or maybe it's Italian Songs Children Sing. When I was really small, we had a record that my parents had gotten of all these folk songs that kids supposedly sing in Italy. And the record was long ago lost, but these songs are so charming that I had some of them in my mind for decades and never knew where they came from. So a couple of years ago, you can't find anything online. And I found the music and I you can now download it. And I'm in the process of arranging as many as I can for Dulcimer. So this particular workshop is level 2, but anybody who wants to learn these delightful songs could take it. And I'm providing a handout with links to websites or to YouTube, where you can hear different people perform these songs or just sing them. And also the words, as many as I can find in both Italian and English. But the songs are charming, so I hope I get a few more people sign up for that.
There you are.
I'm going to talk very briefly about 2 workshops I'm teaching. One of them is songs, is chords for people with small hands or limited reach or very long fretboards, because I hear that complaint from a lot of players that they just can't reach long chords. So I've got shorter versions of chords that they can play. And this is a real problem-solving workshop that'll help a lot of people. The second one I want to mention, because I'm just so jazzed about it, I finished the handout today, is taking, and by the way, that last one, the short chords, that's level 2, but it's useful for level 3 and 4 players also. This next one is level 4, and that's one tune in 4 different keys, because so many players that I know only play in D, or maybe they'll play an occasional tune in G, but very rarely. And so this workshop, I've taken one tune, I've arranged it in 4 different keys. You get to hear the different kinds of ornaments and sounds that just come naturally out of the different keys without even using a capo.
Fun.
Yes. Okay. One workshop I'm really excited about is kind of piggybacking on Deb Porter's. It's a beginner's workshop. And just today I had a student, this is kind of like the why, what, where Lori put together. What do you do when your tuner says A or when your tuner says G and you're trying to tune to an A? I just had a student today that we had to go through it again. So just a couple of little things that as a beginner, I think they're good tips to know just for beginner students. And I wish there were more of the beginners doing that, because it seems like every one of mine would have an issue with the tuner at least once, twice, and have to go through how to do it. And then the other one, of course, I always like to promote are spirituals, because I've got gobs and gobs and gobs of spirituals. They don't ever end. And every time I do a workshop, they're all different. So I'd love to have some folks join in on that one, because I've got new ones this time.
Awesome. Laurie, also Brooke.
Well, I have a prop on Capo 4 here because these are going to be A tunes in the class that I'm calling A plus songs. Now, I spent a lot of years in the classroom, and A plus is because it's an excellent grade. These are the best. I love playing in A because it just suddenly shortens your scale, and you can go all across and have a great time. Join me. It's Saturday, session 4.
Ooh.
That's how you do it right there.
Yeah.
I want to buy what she's selling.
Pam Bowman, you are up. See if you can outdo hers.
Well, I'm excited about 2 classes that aren't doing quite as well. So we're going to bring out the big hammers for the beginners. And I'm with Deborah. I think we need to get some more beginners
How big are those?
on here, on board, and get them started. So if you have really big hammers like this that fit in your palm of your hand, you will hit the right note. Okay? So that was one of my classes is a beginner's class that just learning how to trying to find your melody line by ear, but we're also going to look at how it connects to the music and the patterns. But I'm also really excited about doing Festival Rag, Bill Robinson's tune, and I decided to do that before I ever knew he was going to be a special guest this time. So those are the 2 classes that I'd like to promote, and I'm very excited about.
Okie dokie. Okay. Friday session 2, learn how to accompany a waltz. I know a lot of players play with other players and they don't know what to do, so come and find out. And then Saturday session 2, if you're a beginner, you'll learn how to play Silent Night, and you'll be ready to play it for your Christmas party this year. And I think I'm done.
Our protections built.
Yay! So we're hearing some echo, but that was lovely. I like what you're cooking.
You unmuted me. Good. I sympathize with Dan. I have an original piece that nobody knows unless they happen to hear it on an album or on the last QDF concert when I played it, called Hazel River. And it may be intimidating to people a little. I know some people have asked about it, and I've done notation for them and all. And I'm a simple person too. And I show people how simple tricks can be combined to make something seem way bigger than what you're doing. And Hazel River is definitely that way. And my other one for novices is 17 tricks for making your own arrangements once you learn a tune. And there are just all these 17, some of them very, very simple things you might not have thought of, little techniques like flams you can throw in and so forth.
Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, those self-composed tunes are a little intimidating if you don't know the song, but they're always some of the most rewarding. So that sounds fun. How about Wendy and then Steve Yulberg? What you got, Wendy?
Hey, I am super
There you
excited
are.
to spend some time with level 2 students in my seasoned musician recipes class. So that is really for me, I think, really touching on what music is inside of us and how we can get that expressiveness, our dynamics, our emotions, our feelings to come out in our music. So we're going to be working on some techniques on the mountain dulcimer that are going to help really shine a light on those areas in your songs and just kind of take them from, you know, bland to flavorful. Yeah, come join us. We got some spicy stuff.
Fun.
Everybody's so simple and I'm just complicated. But the classes aren't. Stop being a jerky player. This is a way to smooth out both hands for the mountain dulcimer. Session 5, level 3. That's for intermediate folks who have some beginning stuff but are just bumping into stuff. Untangling some tricky A tunes is a hammer dulcimer class for the last session on Saturday. There's some beautiful tunes that are in A. We play a lot in D and G and other things. But A gets underrepresented, just like Lori Alsobrook was saying. And I don't know if these will be A+, but, you know, A- ain't bad. And having 2 shapes is what I use when I'm trying to unlock unlock songs
I think I can make
on
it
hammer
chat
dulcimer.
to just him.
And I don't know about the cat and where he's going, but I'm just going to unlock 2 shapes. So that one's a session 6 on Friday, level 2. And I look forward to seeing you. And you know what? I'm hearing all these workshops I wish I could sign up for if I wasn't already committed.
Definitely. Let me hear from my friend Karen Ashbrook. What you got cooking?
Okay, so 2 things I want to mention quickly. Saturday, session 4, I'm doing a double period on the most popular polka in the world, according to Wikipedia, which is the clarinet polka. And it's really great for practicing chords because this kind of music, first of all, the 3 parts are in 3 different keys, but each key only has a 1 chord and a 5 chord. And the melody's so arpeggiated that whatever you play is going to sound good with it if you're in the right chord. So it's going to be great chord practice. The other thing is I'm doing a Friday session 2 non-level class. Oh, look at that. On for people who don't really read music and they want to learn how to decipher music on the hammer dulcimer. All those people who either never learned to read or, it was 40 years ago when they were in middle school band or something and they can't make sense of it. So I have a lot of tips and tricks to see how it's useful. And my husband is doing a class he's never done before there.
I am going to be doing a little bit of show and tell about the tradition of playing the hommel in Flanders in Belgium, where I'm from, which is the only folk instrument that has had an uninterrupted tradition up to this day. And I'll show you what kind of instrument they play over there, and I'll teach some of the most common repertoire tunes, cool and unusual tunes.
On mountain dulcimer.
Ooh, yeah.
On mountain dulcimer.
Yes.
What does Brett have?
Sorry about that. Mine are all Christmas themed, but the one I'm most excited about is how to make chords more efficiently, how to make them quicker. And, a lot of times, this is my experience, is that if we know how to do it, we really forget sometimes what other people are struggling with. And I'm going to take a guitar, I'm going to take a violin or a fiddle, I'm going to take a mountain dulcimer, I'm going to take a banjo, I'm going to take a ukulele, and on all those instruments show how to make chords easier using lead fingers, using something I didn't know about, using isopropyl alcohol and witch hazel, which is supposed to help your fingers not to hurt. So I've got a bunch of ideas. That's what I'm most excited about, because I remember when I was learning, for me, I started with banjo and it was chords. Chords just killed me. Same with guitar. And so a lot of instruments, I'm going to do that one. And that's the one I'm really most excited about.
Hi. So since so many people take the bowed psaltery, I'm into crossover instrument classes. Like I have really had fun playing Pam Bowman's arrangement of Let It Snow on my bowed psaltery because, I went to her class at Everett when she was teaching it on her hammer. So one class that I'm doing that I think would be fun crossing over to the hammer dulcimer, probably maybe mountain dulcimer too. I'm doing the Aaron Boat song, and I do have it in D, and we're doing Scottish ornamentation. So I've done some Irish before, and I know Mark has with his penny whistle and stuff. But so I've been studying Irish ornamentations, and they're a little different. They've got some really cool stuff, burls and crunches and all kind of just fun waterfalls and just some fun ornaments that are Scottish in nature. So I think that's a fun one that could really be multi-instrument Aaron Boat song with Scottish ornamentations.
I love it.
So Brett said, what was that? Chords killed me. I got one workshop that has a ton of space called Think Chords, because that was the first dulcimer lesson I ever got. Again, with John, he said, do you think chords? And I went, huh? So that was good advice. But the one that I think everyone should know is La Llorona. La Llorona, the Mexican folk song about the weeping woman by the river. And I called it Rolls for Expression with 2 L's, but I should have called it ROLES, then it would have been a joke. And the other thing that Jess told me after the fact, and this is to all my fellow instructors, Jess said, if you include a link to the tune being played, because I have a link on my website of the tune being played. That'll help sell the tune. So I should have put that in the original ad. So for all of us that are having trouble, especially you guys that are selling workshops with your tune that you wrote, include a link to the tune when you sell the workshop. Here's the tune. Listen to it if you'd like to learn it. Take my workshop. Anyway, La Llorona. It's for level 4, and it's a great tune. And we just go like this a lot. Like that. That's all I got.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Friday, session 5. I have a level 4 class. It's a new arrangement that I just did of a beautiful Neapolitan tune called Come Back to Sorrento. And it is in the key of A minor, but it also modulates into A major. And so a lot of dulcimer players play in A minor, but as we've mentioned, A major is underrepresented. And the thing that makes it challenging is I play it in a lower octave and then I play it in an upper octave, both the major and the minor sections. So it's a little tricky in the upper octave. So I did specify it needs to be a chromatic dulcimer, but it's kind of a cool arrangement. I'm excited about it. So there's room in that class. Then I have a couple of Christmas things, a level 2 and a level 3. That are on Saturday, level session 4 and I believe session 6.
Yeah.
So those are fun. Hope to get a few more students in those. Thanks.
Love it. Before we do the next one is Mark Tyndall. Don't forget, it's perfectly okay to have to encourage folks to double book, because most of the classes, at least many, are recorded, so you don't have to be in 2 places at once. All right, Mark Tyndall, take it away.
Hey. Well, I'm excited about a couple of 4 equidistant string workshops I'll be doing on Friday in session 5 and 6. The one in session 5 is kind of an intro, starting kind of at a novice intermediate level and then going up from there. And then I'm doing a little more advanced one in the session 6 to kind of introduce the players to some really fun stuff with 4 equidistant strings. And my approach is really simple, and it's not original with me, but I don't get into any weird tunings. It's just D-A-D-D is all that it is. And it's a lot of fun. So hope to see some of you guys there.
Love it. All right. How about Bill Schilling?
Well, for all you auto harp folks out there, I do have some auto harp offerings. And if you're just trying to get started at playing melody, the auto harp is one of the best of instruments to do that on, because what happens is you can automatically get harmonies to everything you're doing just by strumming up to the melody note, and you've got all those lower harmonies. And so I will be showing you how to do that and letting you experience the melody with some harmonies. And since I've got this book of mine, Dulcimer Public Domain Songbook Auto Harp Volume, that has over 300 songs in it, I said, why not help people figure out how to write their own tablature instead of just relying on mine? And so the Auto Harp Tab workshop has loads of spaces. Not too many people are interested in that one. So come on out and join me and have some fun and learn some good things.
Love it. Susan Trump.
I remembered unmute. I've been learning from all of you. We're talking about our workshops. I have a brand new one that I haven't done before, and it's New England contra dance tunes. And I used to love to go to contra dances to listen to the music. I'm not much of a dancer. Nobody would ever ask me to dance because I probably wasn't that good at it, but I really liked listening to the music. So it wasn't a total waste of time. So I'm going to be teaching a couple, let's see, St. Anne's Reel and Coleman's March, which is one of my favorites. Oh my goodness, Mark Allen Wade did an awesome arrangement of that at Kentucky Music Week and in the concert. So anyway, New England contra dances and just contra dance music in general is just gorgeous. So
Love
just
it. That's some
keeping it
great
short and
stuff.
sweet.
All right. Well, let's hear from Guy and Sherry George down in Florida.
I'll be teaching intermediate macrame.
Really?
But I'm also I'm doing a 2-hour boot camp for beginning hammer dulcimer players. We're going to do all kinds of, we got some tunes, we got some Christmas songs, we got all kinds of stuff, arpeggios, chords, finding all the notes, recognizing all the patterns, making it simple. And then I'm even doing a beginning penny whistle class too. So beginners, that's where it's at.
A lot of beginners.
A lot of beginners.
Deb Porter and I are also going to be doing 2 workshops, each one of us level 2 for Christmas tunes, but we checked and we're not duplicating any. So if you're a newer player, you'll have a whole repertoire by Christmas of Christmas tunes.
Very sorry for that. So I am going to be doing a workshop with Thomasina Levy about delightful duets. We're stressing the delight part. We're really not about getting things perfect. We're about enjoying music and the people who you keep company with when you're playing. So that's the first one. And the other one I'm doing, I've been teaching preschool through 6th grade music for about 30 years, and I have thousands of children's songs. And we're going to be taking those in a level 2 class, and we're going to be learning how to do chords and strums for children's songs. So if you're young at heart or you have children in your life, please join us for this wonderful set of just lots of fun kids songs. Thank you.
So anyway, classes that I'm teaching, I'm doing 2 brand new ones this time. One of them is duets from Brittany. Haunting Breton duets. They're both in the key of E minor, which is really such a lovely key. And I'm doing more hits from the Roaring Twenties. The Red Red Robin, I've written a duet part, so we're doing both parts of that. And this time I'm also teaching for the first time Blue Skies by Irving Berlin. So those are ones that I'm really looking forward to a lot. And I'm also doing my ergonomics class. And it's getting to be more and more popular, play in comfort and avoid injury. And I'm doing a beginners class. There's lots of room. We do need more beginners.
Yay. Yeah, and there's something for everybody to learn. Even if you are a novice or a level 3 player, typically you always pick up something new or something that will finally click. That's lovely. How about Matthew Dickerson? Haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're well. Where are you in the world? There you are.
Hey, Mark, can you
You're
hear
down
me
in
good?
Georgia? Is that right?
We're in Georgia, yeah. About to have our 6th child.
Oh my gosh.
That leads me on to my promo here. I think there's one class that's lagging a little bit in attendance, and that's understandably so because it's called Going Pro. So you guys are my target audience. I mean, I also feel like I'm the youngest here. Like, who am I to teach all these professionals here? But really, the idea of the class was we've somehow made it work, raising 5 kids now, coming up on our 6th, and we're making a go of it. I have multiple streams of income, but hammer dulcimer playing being one of them. We wanted to share with others who are interested in making it work for themselves and the business of anything related to hammer dulcimer, from selling product, performing on the street, getting gigs of all types. And that's what that class is for.
Charles.
Yeah, Saturday morning I'm teaching a new player class for tis the season to learn how to play strums for Christmas carols. So I like to encourage anybody to go out and check around the music stores, garage sales, closets, under the bed, attics, find something that looks like this. And by the end of the hour, you'll know what to do with it for the Christmas carols, and you'll have 3 months to get it worked up. So,
all right, now before we wrap up, Katie is working on our t-shirts, and I noticed that most of us are wearing t-shirts. If you have a QDF shirt, show it off. Yeah. So
Katie is not. Katie's working on it. So
you know,
why she's not wearing one?
It's like I don't listen to my own CDs. She's not wearing her own shirt right now. So if you're watching this video in the future, look out for the t-shirts and hoodies and all that good stuff. Okay, now concerts are Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and there's 2 on Sunday. You can find the list. This I'm not talking to the instructors now, so don't listen. This is for the participants. You can find that on our website on the concert page. Look under tickets, and it'll show you who's playing and on what days. What else? Any other? Did I cover everything?
Is this going to get released before registration closes, obviously?
Yeah.
Registration
I'm going to release this tomorrow. I'm going to edit out all of the profanity and whatnot.
Naked people.
Yeah. All right. So
close back on Dan, please.
So let's get
no more naked stories.
Let's do one screenshot worthy. Who's going to do the screenshot? I can do the screenshot. Hold on. Oh, wait for it.
Everyone say money. No, don't. No, that's bad. Say excitement. No.
All right, get ready. I just framed it out. I'm going to save this on my desktop.
If we all take our shirts off, it'll be a really good shot.
That's right.
All right, everybody wave. See ya at QDF.
Jazz hands.
Totally unrelated.
Yes.
Totally unrelated to the QuaranTUNEs, but I once played at a nudist resort.
So did we.
In Idaho, and the fella said, it's not a colony. We're not colonizing. I said, okay, nudist resort. But then he said, now the guy who was here last summer when I was playing in the winter, so it wasn't a huge crowd. Out in the summertime, all the butt naked people outdoors. And he said the guy playing the mandolin on the first song, at the end of the song, he turned to me. This guy's name is Chaz, the promoter. He turned to me and he said, Chaz, I thought you said Buddhist. That's stagecraft. That's what
No, Maddie McNeil had a standing date, yearly date, where she performed for a nudist colony. She loved the gig, loved it.
Camp Paw down in West Virginia. Oh, Maddie loved to talk about it too.
Clearly not at the monastery.
We played at one in New Zealand. We didn't know it was going to be one. The guy that booked us didn't tell us that. And it was in an amphitheater, and all these people came, and they were all dressed. And we started outdoors. We started singing, and all of a sudden the clothes started coming off. You didn't tell us. He goes, well, I thought if I told you, you wouldn't come. I said, you're right.
That would make me glad that I'm nearsighted.
I'm going to have to learn how to play like the upright double bass if I'm going to have to play nudist colony gigs.
Oh, no, we didn't. They did. No.
No ukulele gigs for me on that show. Sorry.
Hey, I apologize for getting us off track.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, hey, while we're at it, this is fun stuff. Who has something... what's your worst gig experience?
I got one playing in a bar on Monday night, and the stage was right underneath the big screen, and it was Monday Night Football. So I'm playing along, singing my songs, and busted flat at Baton Rouge, and the whole audience goes, "Go, go, go! Hey, heading for the train."
I got one.
It was fun.
I got one.
Yeah.
Go, Rob.
So I was doing a Danbury first night. So it was I guess that would be December 31st. And I was hired to do a pasta dinner. And I thought, oh, that'd be lovely. I'll do my Gershwin stuff. They didn't tell me it was a children's pasta party. So as I'm playing all my stuff, there's spaghetti flying all over the place. And then they hired the Hamburglar and Mayor McCheese to come. And the Hamburglar and Mayor McCheese danced around me while there was pasta flying.
I really wish that was on YouTube because I need some comic relief too.
True story, man. True
So do
story.
I, Wendy. So do I.
Check out that video
I've
of
got-
Ladner and the Teletubbies. Okay,
I got one of the craziest ones.
Yeah.
On the exact anniversary of the the 400th anniversary of the 3 ships arriving at Cape Henry down at the corner of the Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean. They had a ship-shaped stage right there on the beach next to the water with bleachers. And they're going to have this big ceremony thing. There were dignitaries in black suits and all the sound equipment and everything. And I was playing hammer dulcimer on this ship thing. And wind blew the tide way higher than normal. And it came right up under the ship and made the ship founder. Oh. And I was playing dulcimer and leaning back and wondering if I was going to fall off. And people ran into the water and pulled the speakers up onto the beach. Oh my gosh. And all these dignitaries were, swaying around and in their suits and all. And we had to exit the back of the stage into 3 feet of water. I had to carry my dulcimer over my head and wade to shore. So I just thought I'd share that one.
I did a gig one time, and I look over, and there's this scared man on the sailboat, and we all ended up on a sailboat, and I look over at him, and it's Guy George, and he looks up at me, and he says, "I don't do boats."
Okay.
I've never met a pirate that doesn't do boats before.
I think he does boats now. Don't you do boats now, Guy?
Big boats.
I have a story to share with the Hammerheads because this is is kind of a seminal moment in my career when I was first getting started, 1979 maybe. John McCutcheon came to town, and he was still calling dances at the time. And my friends were being his backup band, and they said, "Come on and play." So I was sitting in with their band. I just started playing the dulcimer. I had a handful of fiddle tunes I could play along. And then during the break, John gets his dulcimer out, and he tunes it up real quick, kind of in tune. And he's doing a little mini concert that, he did more and more than now. That's all he does, right? So he's telling stories and singing songs. And this tall cowboy-looking dude comes up next to me. He must have been 3 or 4 inches taller than me, had a cowboy hat and boots and jeans, skinny, tall, drink of water. And he leans over I'm off to the side of the stage, and I'm checking out John's licks. I'm copping that syncopated thing that he loves doing, the 2 against 3 thing. I'm like really digging it. And this tall cowboy leans over and he says, "What is that thing?" And I'm like, "It's a dulcimer. It's a hammer dulcimer." And he says, "God, I hate that thing." That was my introduction to the reaction.
Let's get 2 more. Dan Landrum, you must have one from touring with Yanni, or all of your time street performing, because you see a lot of stuff.
Oh God, I have so many, and they're all embarrassing because it was all something stupid that I did. One was it was a great gig and a bad gig at the same time. Playing with the Chattanooga Symphony, which I did a few times. The maestro Bob Bernhardt had seen me playing in the dark in the aquarium with glow sticks attached to my hammers, and that was really cool. And I was doing a Christmas program with him Friday night and a Saturday night. Well, on the Friday night, I played a solo piece. I did Jingle Bells at about 150 miles an hour, with the glow sticks. And they looked really cool, and everybody cheered. And he was like, "For tomorrow night's show, could you deal with the lights being completely out?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I can." And so I'm going to make the hammers better. That was stupid. I drilled these little holes in it and zip tied some glow sticks on. So the hammers, go like this, and they scoop down. Well, the lights go out, and I'm playing Jingle Bells really fast, and both of the glow sticks pop off, but don't fall off. They go past the hammers about 1.5 inches. So every note that I'm hitting is hitting the note just above it at the same time. And it's completely dark. And it sounds like somebody's dragging cats across the thing. And so I just played it really, really fast. And I swear, I'm not lying to you, thought entered my mind, it's dark in here. This would be less embarrassing if I just tore all my clothes off and ran off the stage. And they could say then I went crazy, not that I was a bad musician. But
that's been the theme, the clothes coming off.
Yeah. So the lights came back on, and Maestro Bernhardt looks at me and goes,
"What was that?"
And I threw my hammers and cried. I didn't cry. I did later. Oh boy.